There's a reason you feel this way. A hollow echo in a quiet room, a sudden flinch at a certain tone of voice, a story you keep reliving even though you swore you'd forgotten the ending. And tonight we're going to expose it, not with blame, not with shame, but with the quiet, deliberate curiosity of an archaeologist brushing dust from a long-buried artifact. Because this feeling, this recurring ache, isn't a flaw in your design. It's a message from the hidden parts of you, a signal from the shadow, and this is your true psychology fix. So get comfortable, turn the volume down just a little in your mind, and let's begin. You've probably sensed it your whole life, this other you, the one that gets inexplicably angry at small things, the one that feels a pang of jealousy that shocks you, the one that wants to hide when you're supposed to shine, the parts of yourself you've been taught to lock up, away because they were too loud, too needy, too sensitive, too much. What if I told you that the very parts you've been trying to silence are the keys to your wholeness? That the anger holds a boundary you need to set, the jealousy a desire you're afraid to claim, the shyness a depth you're meant to honor? This is the invitation of shadow work. It's not some dark, esoteric practice. It's the brave and simple act of turning toward yourself, all of yourself, with compassion. It's the journey of meeting the you that you left behind in order to be loved, in order to be safe, in order to belong. Let's go deeper. Close your eyes for just a second. Just let the screen go blurry, and think of the last time you reacted in a way that felt disproportionate. A comment from a coworker that ruined your entire day. A request from a partner that sent you into a tailspin of resentment. Where did that really come from? That's the shadow knocking. It's the part of your psyche that contains everything you've repressed, denied, or disowned throughout your life. Usually because at some point in your past, expressing those traits came with a cost. Maybe you were told, big boys don't cry, so you buried your sadness, and now it leaks out as numbness or irritability. Maybe you were praised for being the good girl, so you hid your assertiveness, and now you struggle to say no, building a life of quiet obligation. Your shadow isn't your enemy, it's your disinherited self, and it will do anything to be seen, often by projecting itself onto the people around you. The qualities you can't stand in others? They are often the unacknowledged parts of your own shadow. The people you idolize? They carry the golden shadow, the brilliance you haven't yet given yourself permission to own. This is why we create these patterns, because the mind's primary job is to protect you, and if it believes that a certain feeling or memory is too threatening, it will wall it off, creating a split within you. But a wall inside the self doesn't disappear, it just diverts the river, and the water always finds a way through, often as a flood. Pause. Notice what that just revealed. What's one trait in someone else that instantly irritates you? Just notice it. Don't judge it. Ask yourself this now. Could that be a mirror? Let me tell you a story about someone. Let's call her Anna. Anna was a people pleaser, the kind of person who would rearrange her entire schedule to accommodate a last-minute request, who would say it's fine when it was absolutely not fine, whose smile was a well-crafted mask hiding ocean of exhaustion. She thought her problem was that she was too nice, but her shadow wasn't niceness. It was a deep, volcanic rage. She came from a childhood where conflict was terrifying, where her father's silence could freeze a room. And she learned that to be safe was to be agreeable, to be invisible. Her anger was so forbidden, so dangerous, that she buried it alive. But it didn't die. It came out as migraines. It came out as a critical inner voice that was far crueler than any critic she'd ever encountered. It came out as passive-aggressive comments she'd later beat herself up for. Anna's journey began when her therapist asked her a simple, devastating question. What is your anger trying to protect? And in that moment, Anna saw it not as a monster, but as a loyal, fierce guard dog that had been chained in the basement for decades, barking at every passing footstep. Her anger was protecting her boundaries. It was protecting her time. It was protecting the little girl who never felt allowed to say no. Her work wasn't to get rid of the anger. It was to thank it for its service, to unchain it, and to learn its language. You felt this before, haven't you? That loyal guard dog barking in your own basement. So how do we begin? How do we start to befriend these exiled parts? The first weapon in this work is the weapon of recognition. This is where we move from being on autopilot to becoming the conscious observer of our own inner world. Step 1. Recognize the trigger. This is about catching the shadow in the act. It's that moment when your heart rate spikes, when your jaw clenches, when you feel that hot flush of shame or that cold grip of anxiety. Instead of immediately reacting or stuffing it down, you take a sacred pause. You simply note, this is a trigger. Something is being touched here. Step 2. Reframe the story. The initial story is usually, this person is making me feel this way, or I'm a bad person for feeling this. Reframing is about shifting the narrative to, a wounded part of me is being activated. This feeling is a signal. It has a history. This single shift changes everything. Everything. It turns a blame game into a detective story. Step 3. Replace the pattern. Instead of the old automatic reaction, snapping, withdrawing, people-pleasing, you choose a tiny, different action. It could be as simple as saying, I need a moment to process that, and walking away. It could be writing down the feeling in a notes app on your phone. It's a conscious intervention, a message to your nervous system that says, we have a new protocol now. This is how you start to end the Introduction to Shadow Work, Journey to the Unconscious pattern tonight. But here's the truth. Recognition alone isn't enough. It's like knowing there's a monster under the bed, but still being too afraid to look. You have to look. You have to shine a light. And that brings us to the second weapon, curiosity. This is the gentle, non-judgmental investigation of your inner landscape. It's where we ask, what is this really about? Let's go deeper. Think of that trigger from earlier. Now, imagine following the feeling backward, like a trail of breadcrumbs leading you into your own past. That feeling of humiliation when your boss criticized your work. Where did you feel that before? Perhaps in a classroom, with a teacher's dismissive comment etched into your memory. That feeling of abandonment when a friend cancels plans. Where is its origin? Maybe in the quiet loneliness of a childhood home where emotional presence was scarce. Your shadow is a master archivist, and it keeps perfect records. Step 1. Recognize the somatic signature. Where does this feeling live in your body? A knot in the stomach? A tightness in the chest? A numbness in the limbs? Feel it physically without trying to change it. Your body is the shadow's primary language. Step 2. Reframe the feeling as a messenger. Instead of, I am anxious, try, anxiety is visiting me. What is it trying to communicate? Is it trying to warn you, protect you, remind you of a past wound so you don't repeat it? Step 3. Replace the avoidance with dialogue. This might feel silly at first, but it's profoundly powerful. In your mind, or out loud, or in your journal, ask the feeling a question. What do you need me to know? And then listen. Don't force an answer. Just create the space for one to arise. You're starting to see it now, aren't you? That these aren't random attacks, but systematic communications from a deeper intelligence. Let me tell you about Mark. Mark was a successful entrepreneur, driven, ambitious, the picture of control. But he had a secret shadow, a paralyzing fear of failure that would grip him before any major launch. He'd procrastinate. He'd pick fights with his team. He'd find any way to sabotage his own success. Through curiosity, he traced this feeling back. It wasn't about the business at all. It was about being 7 years old, standing on a bus, diving board, terrified, while his father yelled from the pool, "Just jump, don't be a coward." He jumped. He choked on water. He felt humiliated. His child's mind made a decision in that moment. I will never be put in a position to be shamed for my fear again. His adult success was constantly triggering that old vow. The shadow wasn't his fear of failure. It was the shamed little boy who believed his fear made him unworthy of love. When Mark saw this, he didn't need to conquer his fear. He needed to comfort that boy. He started talking to him before big meetings. I see you. I know you're scared. It's okay. We're in this together. I've got us. And the sabotage, it just stopped. Pause. Notice what that just revealed. Is there a vow, a decision, a core belief you made as a child that's still running your adult life? Ask yourself this now. What did you have to become to survive? This work requires more than just understanding. Though, it requires embodiment. It requires feeling the feelings you've spent a lifetime avoiding. And that is the third weapon, acceptance. This is the radical, counterintuitive act of allowing what is already there. What we resist persists. What we accept transforms. This is the hardest part, because it feels like surrendering to the enemy, but it's actually the moment you reclaim your power. You are no longer fighting a civil war within yourself. Step 1. Recognize the resistance. Notice how you clench, how you contract, how you tell yourself, I shouldn't feel this way. That is the resistance. The feeling itself is just energy. The suffering comes from our struggle against it. Step 2. Reframe acceptance as strength. Allowing yourself to feel jealousy doesn't mean you act on it. Allowing yourself to feel rage doesn't mean you unleash it. It means you are finally big enough, strong enough to host the entirety of your human experience. You are the ocean, not the wave. Step 3. Replace contraction with expansion. Breathe into the sensation. Imagine your body softening around the feeling, making space for it. Say to it, silently, okay, you are here. I am here with you. I am not leaving. This is how you drain the charge from a traumatic memory. Not by fighting it, but by finally, fully feeling it in a safe container. You feel it making sense already. This shift from enemy to ally. But here's where the magic truly happens. In the fourth weapon, integration. This is the conscious act of retrieving the lost gift from the shadow and bringing it back into your life. Your shadow is not a landfill. It's a treasure chest of disowned power. Your repressed sadness holds your profound capacity for empathy. Your buried anger holds the fuel for your life's purpose. Your hidden arrogance might be the distorted reflection of your untapped leadership. Integration is the process of alchemy, turning lead into gold. Step 1. Recognize the gift. Ask yourself, what is the positive intention of this shadow aspect? The intention of the critical inner voice might be to protect you from making mistakes and being rejected. Its gift is discernment, high standards, a drive for excellence. We just need to transmute its harshness into wise guidance. Step 2. Reframe the aspect as a resource. Instead of my pathetic neediness, it becomes my beautiful capacity for deep connection and intimacy. Instead of my controlling nature, it becomes my powerful ability to organize and create structure. Step 3. Replace the old identity with a new, inclusive narrative. You consciously practice expressing the gift in a healthy way. If you're integrating your assertiveness, you practice stating a clear preference. If you're integrating your vulnerability, you practice asking for help. You slowly rewrite the story of who you are. What no one tells you is that this work is cyclical, not linear. You will meet the same shadows in different costumes at deeper levels. It's not a one-time fix. It's a lifelong conversation, a deepening friendship with yourself. Let me share one final story about Chloe. Chloe was spiritually inclined, always seeking the light, meditating, focusing on positivity. But she had a recurring dream of a feral, dirty child following her. A child she was always trying to escape. In her waking life, she was terrified of conflict, of anything messy or dark. Her shadow was her own primal, instinctual self, her needs, her raw emotions, her humanity. She saw it as something to transcend. Her breakthrough came when, in a guided meditation, she was asked to not just look at the child, but to pick it up, to hold it. In that moment, She felt a surge of life force, of creativity, of raw, untamed power she had never known. That feral child wasn't her enemy. It was her soul, her vitality. Everything she had been numbing with spirituality. She started to integrate it by dancing wildly in her living room, by allowing herself to get angry, by saying what she really wanted in bed, by embracing the beautiful, messy human experience. Her spiritual practice didn't end. It became grounded, real, and infinitely more powerful. Pause. Notice what that just revealed. What part of your own wild, messy human self have you been trying to leave behind? Ask yourself this now. What would it feel like to welcome it home? This is the journey. It's the introduction to shadow work, journey to the unconscious, psychology fix that isn't a fix at all, but a homecoming. It's realizing that the darkness you've been running from is not the absence of light, but the womb of it. The cracks you've been trying to repair are where the light originally entered you. Every time you turn toward a difficult feeling with compassion, you are gathering back a lost piece of yourself. Soul. Every time you acknowledge a trigger as a teacher, you are rewiring a lifetime of conditioning. Every time you sit with the shame, the fear, the grief without running, you are proving to the deepest parts of you that they are not alone anymore, that the adult you is finally here, capable of holding what the child you could not. This is how you become whole, not by becoming perfect, but by becoming complete, by embracing the full symphony of your being, the light and the dark, the joy and the sorrow, the strength and the vulnerability. They are not opposites, they are notes in the same chord. The person you are meant to be is already here, waiting patiently in the shadows, not to frighten you, but to finally be invited into the light of your own awareness. So tonight, as you sit in the quiet hum of your own existence, I want you to make a promise, not to me, but to that hidden part of you, listening in the corners of your mind. Promise that the next time you feel that old, familiar ache, that sudden flare of heat, that cold knot of dread, you will not turn away. You will pause, you will breathe, you will place a gentle hand on your heart, and you will whisper, the way you would to a frightened child, the way you would to a beloved friend, I hear you, I am here. And no matter what you are, you belong to me. This is the end of the war. This is the beginning of you.